भक्तजनानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं वातरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः गुकारो अन्धकारो वै ऋकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः सुष्ठुवांसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ प्रज्ञानां शुप्रदाने स्थिरचरनिखरव्याप्तिभिर्व्याप्य लोकान् भुक्त्वा भोगान् स्तविष्ठान् पुनरभिदिशणोद्भासितान् कामजन्यान् पीत्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् स्वविधि मधुरभुङ् मायया भोजयन्नः माया संज्ञास्तुरीयं परममृतमजं ब्रह्म यत्तन्नतोऽस्मि। यो विश्वात्मा विधिज विषयान् प्राश्य भोगान् स्तविष्ठान् पश्चाच्चान्यान् स्वमिति विभवान् ज्योतिषा स्वेन सूक्ष्मान् सर्वानेतान् पुनरभिशनैः स्वात्मनि स्थापयित्वा हित्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् विगत गुणगणः त्वसौ न स्तुरीयः। Namaste all of you. We are studying Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad and we are in the third section, Dvaidākya Prakaranam, and the 20th verse. As usual, something to say for the verse. We will try to understand the meaning. We will seek the blessings of the entire sages who belongs to this series of tradition. While studying itself, they bless those who come to study even a single sentence. They will tap the blessings from them. That is why this parampara is very strong. Without any support of government or organization or any money support, this parampara is continuing. Few people are there to study, few people are there to teach in the proper way without adding anything from their side. A genuine teaching will continue till the world ends. That's why this parampara is very strong. Their blessings are more strong for our survival and for making our decision proper in every turn in our life. Okay. So we will seek the blessings again, studying another verse in this kārikā, Māṇḍūkya kārikā. Verse number 20. Achādasyaiva bhāvasya jātamicchanti vādinaha achādo hi amrito bhāvo martyatham kathameshyati. Once more I read. Achādasyaiva bhāvasya jātamicchanti vādinaha achādo hi amrito bhāvo martyatham kathameshyati. Wow. world is full of believers. They believe in any of the name and form. Where they got the birth in this universe, and in that birthplace there will be somebody who is more in nature with humanity and also with the divineness. Everybody is loaded with the divineness. Still few people reflect from the right from the childhood onwards. And those people will become divine personalities, and they will be the torch bearer for the others who live around us, around them. And their life will be a moral, their life will become a history for others to study and to follow in the path. So, these names and forms are considered as immortal by the followers. For example, Lord Krishna is immortal for the Krishna followers. Those who live in India, Krishna, the divine personality, one who is the Lord who unfolded the teachings of Upanishad through a discussion with Arjuna in a war. Similarly, Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, Lord Shakti, Gautam Buddha, Jaina Mahavira, Allah and Jesus also. People believe they are immortal, they are divine personalities. And they go to another place and stay back. What is going in the universe, and they will bless them who are doing right things. They curse them who are doing wrong things. These are all beliefs. For generation after generation, it became more stronger for everybody. So Gaudapada showed the fallacy in that belief through this verse. Any name and form is mortal if they get a birth. Even though they reflect divine personalities, they are more human than an ordinary human. Their humanity is more popular because of their actions, what they have done while living. Everything is true still. They are not mortal. They are immortal. They are not immortal. They are mortal. There is a Bhagavad Gita verse in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. You know, Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityu dhruvam janma mritasya cha tasmat apariharyarthe natvam shochitum arhasi. Second chapter, 27th verse. What is the meaning of that verse? It is for sure. It will not be otherwise. Where there is a birth and a body, there will be always a death. After the birth, it will survive for a limited time in the universe. and it will die. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityu. There is a guarantee that everybody will die because everybody got a birthday. Whether it is Krishna, whether it is Vishnu, whether it is Brahmaji, whether it is Shiva, whether it is Buddha, whether it is Allah, whether it is Jesus, if you are worshipping in a name and a form, even the word Allah is a name. Even the Jesus is a form. We go to churches, we go to mosque, it's a name and form where we can see the divinity, temples. So, on the time of Gaudapada Acharya, who written this verse, blind believers were many. They believe this wrong idea, which are immortal after the birth, and they don't but they will have a birth. Pure dualistic beliefs, Dvaita Siddhanta, a philosophy which is misleading the entire humanity. All the religions are sticked in this belief. They go along with this thought. That's why we have people are there in temple, people are there in the mosque, people are there in the churches, because they believe there is a name and form who lived before 2000 years and he was a divine personality. And they live even now in the form of human being somewhere, even though it is invisible for our eyes. It is living in heaven or somewhere else. And they can protect us, they can support us, they can find the solution for our issues and our problems. So that's why they go to church, they go to mosque, they go to temples, and they do prayers. And this God will forgive, even though if I eat meat, or even though if I steal somebody's money, if I took advantages of anybody's situation, this God will forgive if I go to the church every Sunday, if I go to the mosque in every Friday, if I go to a temple and do some pranams in front of him. He will forgive, because this is how they are made to believe. So the point is, one who believes that divine personalities are immortal, but they got birth. Bhagavad Gita itself negates that idea in the second chapter. Whatever got a birth in this world, they are mortal. They are subject to die. Whatever entity and a positive object are not subject to birth, that can only become immortal. There is no solution that a mortal entity can become immortal or immortal entity can become mortal. It will not become otherwise. So, Lord commands Arjuna, Natvam shojitum arhasi. You don't deserve to suffer, grieve in your life. Everybody got a birthday so that everybody live from this world, whether you kill or not. That is why, even though I don't feel much mercy towards the people who are self-centered and who live eating meat and enjoying party, beer, etc., etc. I love people who are connected with the tradition, one who have moral values. For them, I can be with them. I can find out solution for their life. For others, I don't even consider as human being. Common values have been missed in their life. They are just centered on their wife, wife or husband and some children, and go to some other places, enjoy the world. What I want to say, Gaudapada Acharya is negating those beliefs through this verse. Anybody who believes a name and form is immortal even after birth is a wrong idea. Anybody who is a divine personality got a birth in this world is mortal. An immortal entity cannot take a form or get a name and get a birth. A immortal entity cannot become immortal after getting the birth. These ideas are negated in coming two verses. We will see now the meaning of the verse. Achadiyasya bhavasya jatamichandi vadina. Vadina, believers. One who strongly believes what they believe. Jatamichandi. There is a birth for what? Ajatasya eva, for the immortal entity. A positive object which is immortal got a birth. These people who are strong, firmly assigned to the dualistic philosophy, Dvaita Siddhantins, the people who believe universe is separate from me, the Lord is separate from me. My mother, my father, my brother, my wife, my children, my husband, all are separate from me. I am a different personality from them. One who believes everything what I see with my visible physical eyes are so much true because they don't have the background of culture. They don't have the understanding taught by the Guru that the content of each and every human being and all other animals are one and the same. But all the names and forms are just like bubbles appearing on the water. Bubbles are living for a short span of life. Like human beings are living for 80 to 90 years in the universe and they go from this universe and others will continue. And we are taking serious our life. We want to buy a car. I want to show my personality with my jewelry, with my perfume, with my costume, with my tie, with my laptop. Everywhere you are just a person of who show everything in front of others. When you are enough with all these names and forms, you are up to this, seeing the money as a fallacy, seeing the power as a fallacy, seeing the jewelry as a fallacy. This body will die one day. What's the point of showing somebody when my blood is running properly? When the blood comes into a worse situation, my body will lay down. Who is going to see me? Knowing all this reality, a person will slowly withdraw the senses from the external world. I am not a human being, I am Brahman, who is subject to death and birth. I can go through all kinds of situations, still I will be immortal. My vision should be towards the goal. My vision should not be towards the worldly things. There is no duality existing here. It's only an apparent reality which never existed like a snake on the rope. As long as we don't know the rope, snake is true. Similarly, as long as we don't know the reality behind the universe is true, my body is true, my wife is true, whatever happiness she gives to me is true, my children are true, whatever happiness I get through my children is true, my car is true, everything you will leave one day without giving any notice to anybody. Suddenly somebody says he has gone in the morning, some heart attack he got, or he's been got a mishap like accident, or he slipped into the somewhere. Oh, now he's in coma state. We don't give anybody notice. Lord Yama also don't give any notice to you as a prayer information that you will be departing from the world tomorrow. Not knowing these things, we show our ego towards everybody. So Gaudapada says that the followers of duality, the person who sit in the opposite direction, Purvapakshaha, towards Adi Shankara, the people who don't believe in the non-duality follow a science called Dvaita Siddhanta. Means all the things what I see are true. I am separate from all others. I believe in all these things. Abhaye Bhayadarshinaha, Taittiriya Upanishad says that. Where is more security? Where is more happiness? There, the people will show their fear. They don't even come to near the Advaita. Because if they got enlightened, they cannot enjoy the world. That's why they go far from Advaita. If I come to attend your traditional classes of Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad, I feel dispassion towards the external world, which I don't want. If you study the Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad, you are the strongest personality in the world and you live a life without having a dependency on anybody in the world. You feel total secure. You don't feel any inferiority complex looking towards a multi-millionaire. You don't feel any superiority towards your servant. You are very humble towards everybody. Like our Ratan Tata, the iconic personality of India, lived in this world, who brought the Jaguar company, who brought a lot of companies. The entire India is thankful to this indigenous personality, Ratan Tata, who eat his lunch along with his servants, who go in a simple way even in the airport or flight. He don't travel in a chartered flight. He's a multi-millionaire. His hand is everywhere, from the salt towards the flight, aeroplane. Tata Airlines, Tata Salt, Tata Irons, Tata Groceries. Everything have a label called Tata. but he lives as though he doesn't own anything in the world. What a real life. Please, one who don't know about him, I'm talking about the outsiders of India. Just Google him, who is Ratan Tata, T-A-T-A. The entire transportation is India, like trucks, buses, cars, two-wheelers, three-wheelers, four-wheelers, from Jaguar to Tata Nano. Tata Nano cost only 1 lakh rupees when the Jaguar cost 35 lakhs. And some other things also he owned, biggest companies like Benz. But he lived a simple life with a simple shirt and simple pant. Nobody knows he's Ratan Tata because he go from one city to another city in an ordinary flight like our Indigo, like etc. etc. When even a multinational company keep a chartered flight for them to travel, by owning a lot of multinational companies all around the world, he travel with the ordinary people. You don't go by chartered flight as long as he lived in the world. That simplicity is a model for Indians. Even after owning all the things in the world, you just live a life. You know the reality. I should leave this world after a period of time. Mostly people don't have that idea. They show up. They want to draw attention of people, even though they are not having so much money. With simple money, they want to draw attention of people. Okay, nothing wrong on that, and we are not interested to talk about the others who are apart from the classes. The sentence says that achatiyasya bhavasya jatamichandi vadina. People who follows duality, who believe in these wrong ideas that I am separate from the world and they think that. What they think, the immortal entity took birth in the form of incarnation like a Lord Krishna, Allah, Jesus, Vishnu, Jaina, Buddha. In all over the world, there are different types of divine personalities. They believe that these are all Lord who came to heaven for saving our life. That's why they are called Savior. A wrong idea, a misleading idea. Don't believe in any name and forms in the world. That is only a first standard in the spirituality. You believe a Lord who is sitting in heaven or inside a temple or inside a mosque or a church. When you grow up, when you go to study under the traditional teacher, you come to know the reality. These names and forms are nothing to make us focus from the external world towards the right thing. They lived a life, they helped others. Okay. Ajadohi amrudo bhava. Immortality never subject to death. This is the proper way of understanding about an immortal entity. An immortal entity is never subject to death. It never loses its instinct, its nature. Immortal means never subject to death. If you impose a death on the immortal entity, you should know it's an impossible. If you really take that immortal entity got a birth or death, it loses its intrinsic nature, where there is no scope for having this type of thoughts with a human brain. We are here to think properly. We cannot think otherwise. Martyatam katameshyati. How can an immortal entity can go to birth and death? Katham, how? Akshebarte katham. Accusing the person who is asking or raising this question. What are you talking about? We are talking about an immortal entity which is free from death and birth. And you come with an incarnation of somebody who is a divine personality, is also a human being, whatever it may be, from any religion. And you want to give a birth for that divine personality. Immortal entity will not lose its intrinsic nature at any point of time. You don't bring with all these arguments. Incarnation is something as a name and form like us, who come to take care of the people. Okay, even I will accept that. But don't think that it's our goal to reach his world or to become one with him. That's not our goal. Brahman can take any name and form, but Brahman is free from all kinds of names and forms. It is the supreme consciousness which is unlimited with happiness, time, space. Deshakala vastu paricheta shunyam. Unlimited with the object, unlimited with the space, unlimited with the time. It will continue ever, eternal. It never subject to birth. It never subject to death. So in order to know what is an incarnation, we should spend more time. Incarnation is a divine personality which comes to the world to save the creation when it is suffering a lot, which is deliberately taken by the Brahman, a form. Yatha yatha hi dharmasya glanir bharat. When the Dharma got challenges in this universe, moral values and universal conduct get some challenges. People who are following the right path get challenges from the wrong personalities and evil people. Glanir bharata. In order to save them, pariharam, and also to help them. And also dushta nigraham. In order to cause a destruction for all kinds of evil forms and evil personalities. Sadhu Samrakshanam means helping, protecting, supporting, serving the noble personalities and right people, at the same time making an end for the evil personalities. These are the two actions done by the incarnation. An incarnation is a form or a manifestation of the Brahman who took deliberately to help the creation. Bhagavan says properly in the 4th chapter. When the world gets a lot of fear from the evil entities, when the noble people can't survive in this world, then I come. Deliberately I will take a form. Sambhavami yuge yuge. Every era I will come to do like that. This is called the incarnation or manifestation. It can be in the form of Allah, Jesus, Buddha, anything. But that doesn't mean that Brahman is this incarnation. Brahman is pure consciousness which is name and free from all kinds of name and form. It can take incarnation to help and protect the creation. But that doesn't mean that this incarnation alone is our goal. So, to give more clarification, he writes another two verses also after this. This verse meaning is this: an immortal entity will not lose any kind of intrinsic nature if I go along with your thought. Because immortality is not subject to any birth or death. And you people who believe all these things, that an immortal entity got a birth in the world. Martyadam katameshyati. How an immortal entity come to an end? Immortal entity will continue eternally in this world, because a formless entity can only free from all kinds of destructions. Now, go to the Bhashya. What he told, we will see. ते तु पुनः केचिद् उपनिषद् वाक्यादारः ब्रह्मवादिनः भावादूकाः. You people who understood Upanishad improperly, not in a proper way. That's why Upanishad Vyakyadara. The people, somebody who explained the Upanishad in a improper way, and they are also talking about Brahman and Vavaduga. They talk in an extreme way. They can convince others somehow. Ajadasya eva Atma Tattva Amritasya. Ajadasya means Atma Tattva, Atma Tattvasya Amritasya, which is our personal intrinsic nature, Atma Tattva. It's talking about me and you. Atma means individual, one who is a listener, one who is the preacher, one who take the classes and one who listen the classes in tradition. Atma Tattva. An individual personality is not subject to death or birth by intrinsic nature. Swabhavataha, by nature. Jatamichandi, utpatti michandi. But you people want that. There is a birth for that. Paramartadaha eva tesham jati. That incarnation or manifestation or their birth is true for you, for the believers of duality. If there is a birth for them, I go along with you. Then, martyadam etat avashyam. They will die after a period of time. So, immortality got a birth. If you believe, you should say also there is a death, because this is being guaranteed in the Bhagavad Gita. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityu. Whatever get a birth in the world, they will die also. Nahi ajataha hi amrataha bhavataha sabhavataha san. Any immortal entity which is free from death and birth by its nature, katham martyadam yeshyadi. How can it die according to your belief? Na katham chana. It will not happen any time. Martyatvam svabhava vaiparityam ishyati idyartha. If you assume a death for the immortal personality, it will lose its intrinsic nature. You cannot believe like that. A lion will not lose its mane. A male lion will always have that hair around the head. That's why it's called lion, a male lion. If it loses, it's not a lion. A male lion, when it loses, maybe in the old age, it's not a problem. Similarly, there is a lot of intrinsic nature for everything in the creation itself in order to show an example. If they lose that intrinsic nature, they won't become that species. Really. Then they will consider something other. So immortal entity is free from death and birth. You don't impose a death and a birth for the immortal entity, then it will lose its intrinsic nature, which is an utter false. Your beliefs are wrong and we don't want to change you. You can believe and continue towards your goal. We are not here to change anybody in this world. We are here to change ourselves from all our mistakes. So that's what Acharya also want to say, that Shankara, the commentator, Swabhavata Swabhava Vaiparityam Yeshyati Idyartha. If you believe a birth and death is there for the immortal entity, you are changing the intrinsic nature of the immortal entity, which is not true. So that is the simple meaning. The same topic is being discussed in other two verses. Na bhavati amritam martyam, na martyam amritam tatha, prakritiranyatha bhavo, na katanchit bhavishyati. Again I will read. Na bhavati amritam martyam, na martyam amritam tatha, prakritiranyatha bhavaha, na katanchit bhavishyati. Simple, interesting. Na bhavati amritam martyam. I am an immortal consciousness. I should be free from all kinds of thought when diseases attack me. I will not die. My body will lose its validity in this world. When you don't have diseases, you can enjoy everything. When you have once diseases, you have to be one step backward, not to be in front of the people. You have to take care of that. Your body is subject to medication. You cannot go through ordinary things even in food and enjoyments. You should have some diets. Suppose you have cold, you should not eat yogurt. Suppose you are suffering from some other things, you have to be restricted from foods. The point is, even the body can get a decay, but I will not die. This is the fact assimilated by a traditional Vidyarthi student who is a listener. I will not die. I am immortal. My body will get disoriented. It can get distracted. And it is subject to deterioration. Slowly, it will go down by one after another year. No problem. I will not die. I am the same person who was there before the birth, who was there, who is there right now, and who will be after there. No other way. That is why you feel more secure after studying. Nobody can make you fear. In front of the lion, even if you can face. I already mentioned you, there is a village like Masai Mara in the India, Girina village. There, lions used to come to the houses, cities. When you come at 10 o'clock in the night, you will see lions are walking through the road and the cities. When you go to an ice cream shop, a lion will be walking by the side through the ice cream shop. And the government restricted that nobody should do anything. Gir lions of India thrive in the villages after the night falls. They just come to the city to catch a buffalo or a cattle, anything. They live along with the human. That is why they are more, the people there who live are not having the fear like us because they see every day lion right in front of the house. And they go with their motorcycle in front of the lion. Rare cases, they attack nothing. They will not do anything because they are also habituated to see the human being and it's not my food. They are completely sure that. Gujarat, Girinar, forest and all these. Dattatreya reserves here, a lord is also there and mountain is there, a temple, villages are there around. Once you have to visit this place. Okay. When you study Vedanta under a traditional teacher, your BP will be always normal, unless you eat some fried items like burritos, papa frita, some other things which are having a lot of histamine in that. Then the BP will go up. You will not have a BP problem with the fear of disease or your father's disease or your mother's disease or your husband's issue or the child issue. They have their own karma and they can behave and they can live a life. I can only give you some instructions. This is the way to live a life. If you want to live a life, you can spoil. If you want to live a life, you can elevate towards the right things. No other role for a person who studied Vedanta. You don't pressure on your children. It's an extra issue in your psychological plane. You don't give pressure. My child is not coming in tune with me. She don't study. He don't go what I say along with my words. My husband is not doing what I want. Don't take all this issue to your psychological plane. Let them live a life. They can sleep anywhere. They can go on to a ride any place of the world. They can company with anybody in the world because nobody is under your control. You can pray to the Lord and you can be free from all these worries because every human body has different experiences, different taste, and different way of lifestyle. You cannot give a pressure to somebody to live the same lifestyle what you are having. This will make more trouble in your life. So don't take much problems into your psychological brain and mental plane. If you want to get a good sleep and avoiding all other things in your life. That's why Vedanta give more comfort in your life. You are more comfort to deal with any issues in your life because you are immortal. You are not in charge of your husband, child, or your father or mother. Why should you worry about them? You can just pray towards them. You don't take any in charge of anybody. Oh, this is my child. It's you are taking a problem to a psychological plane. She fall in love with somebody we don't want into our house. It's not your problem. Lord decided to somebody to go along with. You can pray. What I want to say, modern world have lot of suicides. I just want you to know you don't carry all these issues when it happens in your life. People are unpredictable, even your children and your husband or wife. Make sure that these words will help you a lot. They can say anything, they can behave anything in your life. But when you study Vedanta, your balance is more perfect than them. You don't ask a question why you are late. You don't want to anybody any answer from anybody. It's all your life. You can go and come, and you if you want to spoil, you spoil. If you want to become a proper person, you can make proper. It's none of my business. When they get this sentence, they get shocked. This is my wife who is telling to me, my God, it's my life. Yeah, I am not a person to advise you. I want everybody to be like that, free from all kinds of connections, even while living along with them. Nobody is going to change according to your words. They should know I want to change. Okay. So it is told here, Na bhavati amritam martyam. An immortal entity will not become mortal entity, it will not die. Na martyadam amritam tata. Na martyam amritam tata. A mortal entity like your body, your house, your children, your husband, your grandfather who is 90 years old, and you weep daily along with him. Oh, my grandfather, you are laying down. How much money you give to me? How much you give me? How much toffees you give to me? A mortal body cannot become immortal like in the Anaconda movie. After eating orchid flowers which belongs to Anaconda, these people become immortal. This is the story. Funny. Of watching all this story, it is better to watch Walt Disney's Donald Duck or Mickey Mouse. In the name of animation, people bluff you. So the point is, mortal body cannot become immortal. It will die. Okay. Na bhavati, na amartyam amritam tatha. Pragradehe anyata bhavaha. Nothing will go against its intrinsic nature. A fire will not become cold if you lit in Antarctica. A leopard will not lose its sport even if you take to America. There are black panther, which is leopard also. Black panther loses its yellow shade, that's all. Black panther is not a terrific or horrible or an animal or species, They are simple like our leopard only. They lose the yellow shade like we lose our shade of skin and become like that. Any leopard, if you take from here to Europe or America, it will not lose its shade. It will not give up the intrinsic nature at any point of time. Similarly, immortality never get lost at any point of time, even if you think, I will not die from the ultimate standpoint. I will die from the empirical standpoint because I have a birthday, I will die. But in reality, my intrinsic nature is immortal. Na katanchit bhavishadi. It will not happen. My death will not happen at any point of time from my ultimate standpoint. But my body is subject to deterioration. My body is subject to few diseases. It will die. But I am not this body because my teacher already made me convinced. This is a fact. This is not a fallacy to believe. A fact is something different. When your fact is reality, it will help a lot. It's not like you assume or you imagine, I'm a Spider-Man and you jump from the building, you will die. But when your fact is this, You are immortal. You will not die at any point of time. Even if you think body is subject to death, fine. And you will not take the body again in this world because we are convinced about the reality. Last births, I am not convinced about myself. Who am I? Now I have more clarity and I am enlightened about myself. So I will not die from the standpoint of reality, and I will die from the standpoint of empirical. This is the meaning of this verse. We will look into the Bhashya in the next class. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayandam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Gobrahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshadu Parjanyaha Prithvi Sasya Shalini Deshoyam Kshoparahitaha Brahmana Santu Nirbhayaha Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschat Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Martyorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om